Yes, MiMi.
So you remember how last summer we were seeing a lot of caterpillars and eventually they turned into butterflies?
Yes. And it was so interesting because even though we've seen caterpillars here and there, we literally had 19 monarch caterpillars that affixed themselves to the screen of our double doors and to the pillars of our lanai. And it was so amazing to watch it because not only did we see these caterpillars, but we watched them form the chrysalis. And then I think the Lord, I actually got to see 6 of the monarch butterflies burst through the chrysalis. And we got to talking about it, and it reminded me of James 2:26 that says, faith without works is dead. And we started talking about the work that the caterpillar had to do for order to take place. So when I say faith without works is dead, what does that mean to you?
To me, that means that we have to put in the work because we all know that God can do what looks like the impossible. That's already not for question. But however, we also need to do our part and put in the work because caterpillars just don't turn into butterflies overnight. There are steps to becoming a butterfly. There are steps to us transforming. We can't just expect to have it happen overnight, which it may happen because God's that good, but also we need to put in our work and do our part. What do you think?
I adore that. You're absolutely right. And like you said, the caterpillar phase is part of it for us, but we're not meant to remain in that caterpillar phase. So we have to be willing to exercise, activate our faith. It can't be passive, right? So we have to be willing to take that step, that next step, not knowing where it may possibly lead us, but because we have that type of faith in the Lord that's unwavering, we don't need to know where it's leading us because we know that God is instructing us to do it, and so putting the work that way. Or if there are individuals in relationships that we know we need to distance ourselves from, set them boundaries, we're going to do it regardless of how we feel because we know what God has called us to do, right? Even down to our care. Have a physical ailment and we've been shucking and jiving on calling the doctor, or we're so inundated and overwhelmed emotionally and spiritually, mentally, and not taking hold of the resources that are available to us. We're not doing the work. Yes, God is a miracle worker, but we have to do our part, as you said. And so I felt so inspired and motivated by what we saw with those caterpillars, and I thought it was such a beautiful reminder for us, of course, that nothing is impossible with God, but that, like you said, we must do our part and put in the work.
Absolutely. I love that. Just remember that faith without works is dead. So make sure you're putting in your part too. Have a blessed day and we'll see you next Monday. Bye.
Bye.